What's good, everyone? Coach Damien here with the Shift Method, coming to y'all with another YouTube video. Hey, we've done a bunch of different workout videos here, but I know for some of y'all, whether it's dealing with maybe some shoulder injuries or some lower back or knee issues, whatever the injury may be, you're looking for a workout that's low impact, something that isn't too strenuous on the muscles and the joints quite yet. And so what I got here for you today is a 30-minute low impact full body day of training. That way you can still crush your resistance training goals, still get active, and have an awesome workout. And as always, if y'all enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope y'all enjoy this video, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, as I mentioned, we got a full body, roughly 30-minute workout here. And again, this is gonna be a low impact workout. So this is going to be an exclusive TRX workout. If you're not sure what TRX is, don't worry, I'm gonna show y'all here in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the workout up here for you. We got 3 supersets. First one is going to be some TRX push-ups, superset with some assisted lunges. The second one is going to be some TRX squats and TRX rows. And of course, we gotta finish up with some core, right? We're gonna do some TRX rollouts and some TRX high reaches. So now let me go ahead and jump in and explain what exactly the TRX is and how you can use it. So the TRX, if you are unfamiliar with it, and thankfully most local gyms kind of have this piece of equipment or something similar like a set of Rogue rings, it's basically a suspension system. Usually it's anchored on something like a wall mount or a pull-up bar, something that is overhead. And basically what it allows you to do is have some assistance while you go through exercises. So to give you a very easy example, let's say body weight squats, you think, oh, I should be able to do these no problem, right? But then you go to do your squats and you're like, damn man, even that is kind of bothering my knee. Maybe it messes with my lower back. I feel like I can't even get down too low without having any issues. And trust me, you're not alone in that. I've worked with tons of clients across multiple different fitness levels for various reasons that body weight squats even are a little challenging for them. That's where something like the TRX can be very helpful, because I can actually hold on to these straps here and give me some assistance to complete the movements in a more effective way that doesn't cause me as much pain and injury. Now, this isn't to say that doing things like squats or push-ups and stuff in a traditional manner or with weight is bad. Not saying that at all. Weight-bearing activity is very beneficial, but it may not be a place where you can start right now. And so this workout is hopefully going to give you a starting point if some of these exercises kind of give you issues from the jump. Okay, so my first superset, like I mentioned, is going to be push-ups and lunges. And again, for each exercise here, we're going to do 3 rounds, 30 seconds of work, followed by a 15 to 30 second rest interval. And so basically you're just going for time here, right? So you can kind of pace yourself as needed. For this push-ups, I want to have the TRX strap set up to where they're roughly at about mid-calf height here. So you see, for me, they're kind of at the mid-level of my shin. That's how I know that I'm at a good position here. And basically, I'm gonna make sure that my back is facing away from what we call the anchor point, where the TRX is set up from. So from here, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get myself in a relatively upright position, almost like I'm doing a push-up against a wall, and then set myself up for a push-up. So I got my feet set up about shoulder width apart. My hips are down, my core is tight. Almost think like you're doing a plank, essentially. And I have my hands grabbing onto the handles here. From here now, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep these relatively close to my body, making sure that if you do have these metal straps here, these metal buckles rather, that they're on the outside. I don't wanna have them scrape up my arms, right? And I'm going to very slowly and controlled have my elbows come out to about a 45, lower my chest down, and then fully extend the elbows on the way up. So I'm keeping that body nice in a straight line, basically like I'm doing a plank and pushing up. Now, if you're like, hey, that's actually pretty damn easy, no worries. The closer my feet get to the anchor point, the harder the exercise is gonna get, right? So I can come here, and now I got a little bit more of a stability challenge, right? Because these have a little bit of unevenness to them. And again, you can constantly play with it where I bring my feet further and further back, or if you start somewhere like, maybe that was a little too challenging, I can always move my feet up. That's the really cool thing about TRX. You can constantly adjust the intensity to make sure it fits you. And if you're having some shoulder issues here, I can start really high up and still give myself a nice challenge without causing any excess issues to my shoulder. Okay, so now our second exercise, again, this is gonna be superset. So right after we do our push-up, 15 to 30 second break, and now I'm gonna move right into my next one, which is going to be a TRX assisted reverse lunge. So for this one, I have the same length, right? The same exact way we had our push-ups in terms of length for the TRX. But now I'm gonna start with my elbows pinned to my side here, and the TRX should have tension out the entire time. I don't want it to be laxed and loose here. So from here, I got my elbows pinned in by my side, I got my chest up, and now I'm just gonna alternate legs by sending one back, keeping most of the weight in my front foot here, driving down, letting my knee gently tap the ground, and then coming back up, and I'm just alternating between each one. And again, this is a prime example where lunges can be a very difficult exercise, right? I have to control and balance myself. I have to be able to step back and control. A lot of people, maybe they can make it down, but to get back up, they got to do some weird body mechanics. They end up bouncing their knee off the ground, and that can be very, very painful and uncomfortable. Here, I can have my upper body help me out as much as I want to. So again, I keep those elbows glued to my side. I'm using my upper body to kind of almost control and pull myself up, kind of like a row or a little bit of a bicep curl, and I can kind of dictate how much assistance I want every single rep. So our next exercise is going to be a TRX squat. Kind of similar to the lunge and how we set up, where I'm gonna have my elbows nice and glued to my side. I got constant tension in the band, and really I'm just using my upper body to help me out as much as possible in case I have trouble going down too far, or I need some assistance to come back up, or it really bothers my knees or my lower back if I go down without any assistance. So the setup here is I'm gonna have my feet about shoulder width apart, toes slightly turned out, and again, elbows are glued to my side. From there, all I'm gonna do is drop my body weight straight down, keep my feet nice and flat, chest is up nice and proud, and again, ideally trying to get to close to parallel to the floor if I can, and then standing right back up. And again, I can use as much assistance or as little assistance as I need to with my upper body, but it's kind of my safety support so that way I can complete the reps in the best way possible. Next, we're gonna do some TRX rows. This is like a staple. Maybe if you've ever used a TRX before, this is probably the exercise you've done or seen people do. Great exercise for the muscles of the back, like the lats, the traps, and of course, a little bit of the biceps. So what we're gonna do here is, again, very similar position, but kind of the opposite of the push-up. Now I'm gonna face my anchor point, and the closer my feet get to that anchor point, the more challenging it gets. So I'm gonna start relatively upright, shoulders back and down, body is straight like a plank. I'm gonna keep tension in the band constantly, lower myself down. I'm gonna pull the top of the handles here towards the bottom of my chest, control nice and slow on the way down. Now again, if you're like, oh, that was way too easy, no worries. Walk the feet a little more forward, and again, don't let those hips dip down, keep them pressed up, stomach tight, pull your body up, slow and control all the way down, one rep at a time here. And our last superset, we got to show the core a little bit of love, right? So we're going to do our first one as a TRX Roll Out. Now, have you ever seen people with like an ab wheel roller where they kind of roll out from a plank position and they come back in? Very similar exercise. Really good, like advanced version of like a plank or a plank-like variation. But of course, we can modify it to kind of fit your level or progress it to make it more challenging for you. So how we're gonna start here is we're gonna be in a kneeling position, and basically I'm gonna be directly under my anchor point here. And again, grabbing onto the handles with my knees, making contact with the ground. Arms are straight right in front of me. From here, keep my hips low. Again, kind of like I'm doing a push-up. I'm going to very slowly let my arms reach forward as my body comes down, getting into that plank position. Now, if you get here and you're like, damn, that's really challenging, I can't keep my body flat, this is all you're stopping at. And then you're making your way back to that starting position. If you want to make it a little spicy, bring that body forward as far as you can, reach in front, almost like you're doing a Superman, but keeping that body level and then bringing yourself back in. Again, you're doing these for 30 seconds here until we go to our next one. And so our final exercise that we're supersetting with those rollouts is going to be a TRX rotation. For this one, I'm going to take one strap and place it inside the handle or the strap end piece of the other. From there, whatever side I'm facing, so I got my left side here closest to the TRX, I'm gonna have my left hand go on top, right hand's gonna grab right on top, and I'm gonna get in a staggered stance. So my left side is facing, my left leg is in front, my right leg is back, almost like a half lunge stance. From here, again, I'm gonna make sure I got tension in the band, right? And I'm gonna kind of start with the TRX to where it is near chest distance, so right out in front of me here, with a soft bend in the elbows. Now from here, all I'm gonna do is rotate slowly, keeping my stance in that position, right? Little bend the knees, staggered stance. Rotate slowly until my arms can straighten here, and now my chest is facing the anchor point. Again, I'm not letting my hips dip. I'm keeping myself up, kind of like almost a side plank position here. And then I'm pulling, rotating, bringing back to that soft bend in the elbows. And now we're repping these out. And that's it, everyone. Hey, I hope this workout was helpful for you. Again, especially if you're someone who's dealing with aches and pains, you can still find ways to be active despite some limitations you're currently having. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Y'all know I got daily content on the socials. I got videos that come out every other week. Y'all can join the weekly newsletter, the Shift Method member club, so that way y'all can check out some of the content that we produce for y'all. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.